Hello and welcome to another C3 Stingray video. It's been a while since I've made a video, so I thought I'd do a really quick one on changing the oil and resetting the oil light in this 2000 Corvette. And this will work with all C5 Corvettes, so let's not mess around, just jump right into it.
You're going to need a low profile jack to get under this thing, but even still you're going to need to raise the front end up some. I cut a couple 2x10s and angled them in the front, put a little duct tape on the bottom, help hold them on the floor so they don't slide. And I drive up on top of those. Once you have your car running, you should also let it run for a while. Let that oil warm up. It'll come out a lot easier if it's warm. Now once you're up on those blocks, you can get that jack underneath there. And here you see I have that jack underneath the center in the front, and that cross beam there in the center. You need to raise this high enough to get an oil pan underneath there, but not much higher than that, because you need to raise the rear end 2 inches higher than the front end. Oil plug is in the front of the oil pan, so it needs to be higher for all the oil to run out. I'm going to the back. Some people put their back on blocks too, but I've never had to do that. But I have a really low profile jack, so I only do the front because I can't get under the front without that. Yeah, it's hard to get around this low profile jack. You're going to need one. As you can see, I raise this up like 2 inches taller than the front end just to make sure that oil all comes out. And once I get these jack stands on there, I just lower it to the jack stands and leave the jack underneath. Now I'm opening the hood and taking the oil cap off just to help the oil flow out better. And as you can see, the cap, it says you should use 5W30 Mobile 1. We'll talk more about that in a minute. And here's the front of the oil pan. It's a 15 millimeter. You'll need a wrench, or I have a ratchet wrench here. You can't really get a socket in there. It's not enough room, but it's pretty easy to get out. And then my oil pan's big enough where I can keep catching it out of the front of the pan and move it back to where the oil filter is. You can't really see it in this shot. It's right there towards the back of the oil pan. It's easy to see. You'll see it. You'll see it in the next shot. It's a 74 millimeter oil cap wrench to take that oil filter out. And I get AC Delco filters. You can actually get these at Walmart, and they're no more expensive than the cheap ass Fram filters, which aren't really worth a crap. So I'd much rather use an AC Delco one. And now I'm taking some oil and putting it on the seal of the filter just to make sure we get a good seal on this thing. And I'm wiping down. You can see where the oil filter goes a lot better in this shot. I'm wiping down some of the oil that spilled out when I took that filter off. Some people just do these by hand. You just tighten them as tight as you can get it by hand. Actually, if the camera's off, I put that 74 millimeter oil filter wrench on there and tighten it just a little bit more, because I'm super paranoid about oil filters coming loose. So I just like to make sure they're not super tight, but tight. Now I'm putting that 15 millimeter back in on the oil drain plug. For those who really want to know exactly how tight to get these, I just do as tight as I can by hand with that wrench. But according to the GM specs, the oil filter should be at 22 foot-pounds and the oil plug should be at 18 foot-pounds. I've never used anything to measure that. I get 6.5 quarts of the Mobile 1 oil. Now you could use a cheaper oil, but I like using the full synthetic Mobile 1 because it calls for that. And while you might spend an extra $10 doing this, it's probably worth it. Now I'm going to take the jack stands off. Just got to jack up that rear end where we left the jack, and take that one down, then go to the front. Take these two out. I know this is pretty much self-explanatory at this point, but I'm just going through the whole process. I'm going to land them back on those 2x10s, and I just push the clutch in, roll off of that, get the car level, and check the oil one more time to make sure it's good. Now we're going to reset that oil life meter. I already did this once, but my camera screwed up, so I'm going to shoot it again. You want to turn your key to the on position, do not start it. Hit your trip button until you get to the oil life. And then you want to hold the reset button until it resets. As you can see, mine's already at 100%. It was at 40% the first time. So Once you hold that reset button, it will reset to 100%.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick video. If you need any other information on C5 Corvettes, I have some other videos up on my channel, and also some stuff on C3 and C4 Corvettes as well. There's a lot of videos. Check them out and subscribe to the channel, like the videos, hit that little notification button if you subscribe. I don't know if you heard when I started this engine, there was a chirping noise. I think my belt tensioner is going out, so that'll be another video coming up pretty soon. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you're notified when new videos come out. I have a lot of games, I got movie reviews, I got all kinds of stuff all related to Corvettes. So check out the channel, subscribe. If you need any C3, C4, C5 Corvette parts, check out my website at c3stingray.com, and that is it. I'll see you on the road.